Hey everybody, Happy New Year, Happy 2017. So it's a new year and everyone's all like, new year, new me, blah, 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 which is great. But I do want to talk about some really, really important things that are I feel is something we need to shift our focus on. So let's get started. So 2017, there's going to be a really big shift as we're moving into the fifth dimension. There's going to be a really big shift in people's consciousness. So people's consciousness is kind. People's there's going to be a raising of consciousness happening in this year. It's been happening now for a little while, but now it's going to happen at a, a much it's going to be a little bit quicker, I guess you can say, which is fantastic. Um, so as more people are like awakening, more people are going to be tapping into different source energy that they have and that's available to them, and that's going to be really, really great. So what is this video about? This video is about you, okay? Or rather me or anyone. And what can we do about this? You know, you're thinking about all the horrible things that are happening in this world. Well, I'm going to tell you not to think about them. Don't think about them. Does it make you a horrible person or not up to date with current events, something like that? It just means that you're not going to focus on them, because there are bad things happening. There are some very, very bad things happening in this world. Nobody's denying that. It just means that you can't focus on the bad things happening. You have to focus on solutions, on positive things and wonderful things, and not be devastated by, when I say devastated, obviously you can feel sad feelings for things happening, but the problem is when you live there, when you live in that state of mind of being upset and sad, because now you're cultivating this kind of like destruction and despair energy around you. That's what you are cultivating around you. I'll give you an example. I have a cast right now. I got injured and I broke my wrist. So I'm not working right now and I'm not getting paid right now. That can be very devastating and it's affecting like a lot of things around me. But I refuse to focus on that. I refuse to focus on that, and I'm trying to see the good in the situation. And it's allowed me a lot of time to relax and rest and catch up on sleep. And do a lot of spiritual healing and growing and things like that. And, um, just do a lot of an inventory of myself and everything around me. And so my point is that I decided that I'm going to focus on the positive and not shift my focus on this and be negative about it, because I cannot change that. If I look at this and think about, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. I can't believe, and this injury happened as a result of somebody else, not even because of myself. So, if I sit there and focus and be so angry at this other person for their carelessness, and initially I was really like frustrated about it, and I'm just like, what's happening? People are so careless. Oh my God. But then I just averted my gaze and said, no, it's not going to change anything. My arm's not going to magically be better and everything's gonna work out for me and be wonderful if I like sit here. So I can sit here and be in a bad mood and be so pissed off and upset about my arm, or I change that and be freaking happy and awesome and amazing and focus on all this other stuff that I can take care of and just be like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. Change of plans. So it kind of works in the same way. Obviously, there's gonna be some things that are a lot more devastating than your arm. If you have personal things happening, then it doesn't mean you can't have grief or sadness, because those are things that you should allow yourself to feel that affect you at soul level. When things affect you at soul level, feeling sadness or grief for those things, absolutely, like those are things that you are allowed to feel and process, and those are part of your growth as well, and that's important. So it doesn't mean to ignore those things that affect you personally. So how do we do this? How do we control this? One of the biggest questions I get at work is, what drugs are you on? And the reason that people say that to me is because I'm just so happy and positive all the time. So they're like, how the hell are you so freaking happy and positive all the time? Especially because I work in an environment that is not very happy or positive. But then again, it's all in the way you look at it. Every environment could be more positive or more negative. I mean, some maybe more than others, probably. But my point is, at the end of the day, I have control over my thoughts. So if these people over here are going to be very questionable behavior type of people who are not very nice, very toxic, you have like this group of toxic individuals over here, am I going to sit there and hover around them and be negative and like just point at them and be like, you're so negative and I hate these people and they're so shitty? No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand over here. We're going to move to the side and just keep those people over there. And I'm going to protect my peace. I'm going to protect my peace and be happy and cultivate my own good and positive thoughts. Now, that doesn't mean, like, obviously, if you work with people, they're going to physically be near you, but it's not about your, uh, physical distance. You know what I mean? With this person, that I mean by distancing yourself. Distancing yourself from someone mentally is what I mean. So choosing to participate in what's going on with them, that's one way. You choose to distance yourself or make yourself get closer to them. Choosing not to give it the power over your thoughts and not thinking about it or letting it live in your mind, letting it take up space or rent in your mind. That's another way to participate. And what else? And there's like so many different scenarios I can give you. But I mean, everyone's like, well, how do you control that if things are really bad sometimes? I'm not saying that it's always very easy. That is not what I'm saying. And at first, if you're not used to doing that, it's can be a little bit of a struggle. Is it possible? Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. It's possible. Is it a quick process? No. Nothing in life is a quick process. It's a journey. Your life is a journey, and you go through things, and everything is a learning experience. So you learn as you go. And I wasn't always this happy-go-lucky girl. Like I probably was actually pretty bubbly a lot of time, but I have suffered from depression most of my life. Um, but since I've really actively tried to shift my focus on life and things, I can honestly say that um, I haven't had any feelings of depression in a long time. And I mean that like wholeheartedly, which is actually something that I didn't even realize until recently, that I haven't had any feelings of depression. And I think that's amazing. And I'm really happy about that. So you can do it. You just have to work on it. One of the ways that I'll give you a bunch of ways you can work on that. So one of the ways to work on that is to spend time by yourself. And some people might say, I'm always by myself. I don't have any friends, blah, 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 and be upset. That might be true, but are you really spending time by yourself? I know some people who are always alone, but they're not really spending any time alone with their thoughts. They're usually distracting themselves. So they'll like binge on Netflix, or they'll sit there on their phone and just kind of browse through like Instagram or Facebook and just like look at social media, and they'll just browse and browse and just kind of like get their mind occupied with something else. Or they'll sleep all the time, or they'll play video games all the time, and they're like, I'm always by myself. But that's not the same thing. You're not spending time with yourself when you do that. When you're doing all that stuff, all you're doing is distracting yourself, and you're not cultivating good thoughts at all. You're just distracting yourself and filling in the void, because everybody has this big void inside. You're just filling the void with something else. So, which brings us to the main thing that is really important when you're when you want to grow and cultivate these good feelings. We're taught at a young age to feed our ego and live off our ego and make that navigate everything in our life. And your ego is never going to be satisfied or fulfilled. Never, never, never. Your ego wants and wants and wants and wants. So we have this big gaping hole inside of us that is like this hollow pit of dark. It's like, what is this? It feels so empty. I need to fill it with shit right now because I can't handle this. It's just too uncomfortable and unbearable, this feeling. So a lot of times, that's when you have people who will just hang out with random people around them just because they need, like, they can't be alone, or the people who, if they're home alone and they're bored, they'll just hang out with whoever just for the sake of having company because they don't want to be alone. People who stay in unfulfilling relationships because the latter is just too devastating for them, and being alone, sitting quietly with that space, they can't handle it. The people who fill that void when they're by themselves with video games, um, Netflix binging, social media, or any of those things, or filling it with substances and things like that. It's just people are so uncomfortable with sitting there alone with themselves and their thoughts in their void and stuff like that. And so they just fill it. They have to fill it with other things because that's your ego. Your ego is going, what is this? No, I need. I can't stand to look at myself. I need to fill it with other stuff. But if you starve your ego and you feed your soul, which is where you want to be at. That's the level you want to be at. When you start to feed your soul, it's different. Your soul is opposite of your ego. Your soul is fulfilled. Your soul will sit here and be like, look at these scissors. They're so beautiful. I'm so grateful to have these scissors in my life. You know, your soul is gratitude. Your soul is beauty. Your soul is love. Your soul is all these wonderful things. And so feeding your soul is really, really important. And how do you do that? How do you feed your soul? Okay. So feeding your soul is number one, stop trying to be something that you're not, or trying to be something that people expect. So stop focusing on ego things. So having the perfect job and being at the perfect weight, or I want to be diseducated, and just all these material things in your life. Yes, your diet is a material thing. So I need to be at this weight or this size pants or something. Like, when you're focusing on these things, that's your ego. It's not your soul. Your soul doesn't give a shit about those things. Your soul does not give a rat's ass about those things. I'm telling you right now. So feeding your soul, what can feed your soul? Things that inspire you. What are things that inspire you? Something very moving where you get that emotion inside, and it's just like so ways to feed your soul. Okay, number one on that list is being in nature. Being in nature is very gratifying, and gratifying in the sense where you feel, I don't want to say like gratifying, that sounds like an ego thing. It's, you feel gratitude when you are in nature because you're just in awe of the beauty that's around you. Number two, volunteering. Volunteering is a super great way to feel, to fill your soul, feed your soul, and be grateful for what you have and to help others who cannot, whether you're volunteering at a shelter, or at a food bank, or animal places like sanctuaries, whatever you're volunteering with, at a hospital with children, something that where you can really help out. Like, that's one way you can feed your soul. Being alone is really, really important, and learning to shut off all those outside stimuli. Like, stop watching the news first of all. That's like something we should have done a long time ago. And it's not to say you can't watch Netflix or play video games and things like that, but take time to shut down and meditate. Meditate. And honestly, it's for some of those people who find it very hard to do and can't meditate, it's something that you can teach yourself how to do. And you don't have to sit there for like an hour and be like, no. You can meditate for just a few minutes. And if you find it very difficult, another way to cultivate those kind of feelings and thoughts is put some tracks on like an MP3 player when you're going to work and on your commute. Just put some headphones and listen to that. Listen to affirmations. And the good thing about it is there's like a million videos on YouTube with affirmations or guided meditations and things like that that can help you and change your state of mind and your way of thinking. And if you drive to work, you can grab one of these little wonderful USB things that don't cost much, or a CD if you want to burn a CD. And or if you have it on your phone, you can do it through Bluetooth through your speaker and play them while you're driving. If your commute is like an hour long and there's traffic and you want to stab somebody in the face, you can listen to this instead, and it'll help you to stay like in this relaxed and peaceful state and in harmony and bliss and wonderful. So by feeding your soul and doing all these things, I just want you to know that you're creating a prosperity mindset instead of poverty mindset. And what I mean by that is, in a poverty mindset, which is ego driven, you are so focused on what you don't have and the things that you need in your life to be happy. I need to have this and this and this and this to be happy. I need this. I need this job. I need to do this. I need to have this house. I need to have all this money and all this stuff. And that gives you a poverty mindset because you're just in this constant want, and focused on, I don't have this stuff. I need it. And that's going to put you in this poverty mindset. But you want to shift that gaze into feeding your soul and being grateful for everything that you already have. And you're like, I already have so much in my life already. I have a home. I have this wonderful thing. I have life. I have food. And just shifting your mindset. And then that gives you a prosperity mindset. So things will come to you in life. I'm sure you're all well versed in the law of attraction. Things will come to you in life if you have a prosperity mindset, and worries and anxieties and things like that will disappear. One great way to cultivate those feelings of gratitude and a prosperity mindset is to start a gratitude journal. And I might have talked about it in another video, but basically buy like a notebook at the dollar store, or get like a bunch of scrap paper and staple it together at home, or do whatever you want. I don't care where you write it. Get a book, put it by your bed or somewhere where you will see it. And every single night before you go to bed, write down at least one thing that you're grateful for. I don't even care what it is. I don't even care if it's the same thing every day. Write down at least one thing. I usually try to write at least 3 things. Sometimes it's more, but I usually try to write at least 3 things that I'm grateful for every single day. And it can be anything so simple. It can be, I'm grateful for that amazing cup of coffee I had today. I'm grateful for how beautiful the sun was today. I'm so grateful my friend came to visit me today. I'm really grateful that my bed is so warm and comfy. It can be anything, anything. It can be the most simplest thing. It can be the most grand thing. It can be anything. The point is to shift your focus on what you have already and what you're grateful for. And that will lead you towards a prosperity mindset. And that'll lead you towards a more positive mindset that will feed your soul and starve your ego. And it'll put you in a better frame of mind. Your thoughts will start to change. You'll start to feel better. You'll start to feel happier. And you'll be in alignment. And meditate. You need to meditate. You need to learn how to meditate. And you need to get to that place where you can be quiet and sit still with your thoughts and meditate. And if you're feeling resistance to that, then you are not in alignment. Anytime you feel resistance in life, or you feel that irritation or anything like that, that means that you are not in alignment and that things will not be working out for you if you are not in alignment. So you need to be in alignment for things to work out for you. And once you get into that place, you need to focus everything on yourself. On yourself. Love is the answer. We are love. We are beings of light and love. Everybody's all connected. We are all connected. We are here to love ourselves unconditionally. Your prime objective is to love yourself unconditionally. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. Self-care is so absolutely important. Sit there in the mirror every morning and tell yourself how much you freaking love yourself every morning. This isn't like an egotistical narcissist thing. This is not like, hey man, look at my hot fucking body. No. That is not what we're talking about here. They want you to like sit there and drool over the way you look in the mirror. That's not what I'm talking about. I want you to look yourself in the mirror, in the eyes, and tell yourself how much you love yourself and how much you accept yourself unconditionally. Okay? You're going to do that every single day. And it's going to feel so weird and awkward at first, but you'll get used to it after a while. And it'll be awesome. So you're going to love yourself, and then through loving yourself, you can shine your light and love on everyone else. And we can help everyone else to raise their vibration and frequency by doing that. Excuse me, by being a beacon of light for them. That's pretty much it. I talked a lot, so I'm probably going to stop now. So shift your power. The power of your thoughts are super, super important, and they're exactly what make everything move in your life. They're what decide everything for you. That's what steers you along in life, and what's going to change everything for you in your life. And gratitude is the fuel to that. Okay, you need to feel gratitude. Okay, so shift your focus on that. Be grateful. Feed your soul. Starve your ego. Love yourself unconditionally. Love yourself unconditionally, and meditate. And then you'll be in alignment, and everything will be wonderful. So I hope this video was helpful. If you'd like some tips and things on, if you wanted more information on what you can do for to raise your vibration or frequencies, or to be more grateful, feel free to message me and I'll reply back. Anyways, that's all. So have a wonderful day. Peace, love, and light to everyone. Bye.